V gives advice about what to do when your efforts don't work. How BTS and Suga helped Ryuichi Sakamoto's daughter mourn her father. BIGHIT takes legal action against BTS stalkers. Jungkook's hidden track creates confusion among fans. Why people hate Jungkook's upcoming album. Lisa was in troubling without YG staff members, sparking rumors that she's leaving YG Entertainment. And YG's founder might go to prison. V gives advice about what to do when your efforts don't work. BTS's V is garnering attention for his recent insights and humorous advice to fans. When asked about what steps to take when hard work falls short of achieving one's goals, V suggested a different perspective. He recommended that if you can't reach your desired outcome, consider taking an alternative path, as that one could lead you to your goal in the end. To illustrate this point, V used the example of eating soybeans, something he's not fond of. He said if he couldn't bring himself to eat soybeans, he would opt for tofu instead, which has similar nutritional benefits. This practical example highlights V's unique approach to problem solving and achieving success. How BTS and Suga helped Ryuichi Sakamoto's daughter mourn her father. Ryuichi Sakamoto was an iconic musician whose impact on the music industry is unparalleled. He was the first Japanese composer to receive an Academy Music Award for original score and also the first Asian to secure a Grammy for Best Soundtrack, not to mention his 2 Golden Globe wins. BTS and Suga admired Sakamoto deeply and had the opportunity to collaborate with him on a track called Snooze for his solo album D-Day. Sadly, Sakamoto passed away on March 28th after a long fight with cancer, before the album could be launched. Sakamoto's influence was instrumental in igniting Suga's passion for music. It's also worth noting that Sakamoto's daughter, Miyu, found solace in Suga's music after her father's death. In a recent interview, Miyu expressed that her father's legacy seems to continue through the song Snooze. She attended 2 of Suga's solo concerts in Japan and Thailand, where a tribute was paid to her late father. This experience helped her in her grieving process. Further showing her support, Miyu posted a heartfelt message on Instagram when Suga's enlistment date was announced. This circle of admiration and influence illustrates how Suga is not just a fan, but also someone who has positively impacted the life of the person he revered so much. BIGHIT takes legal action against BTS stalkers. BIGHIT Music has taken decisive legal steps to address stalking and harassment targeting the group's members. The company recently updated the public via social media, outlining the actions taken to combat these harmful activities. The legal measures focus on 3 main types of offenses. The first involves people who have sent unsolicited mail and packages to the members' homes, causing emotional harm to their families. As a result, training orders have been put in place and investigations are ongoing, particularly looking into violations of anti-stalking laws. In addition, cases that were put on hold in 2022 have been revisited and re-evaluated. Those involved were found guilty of personal attacks and spreading defamatory content about BTS members. Legal sanctions have been applied as a deterrent against future transgressions. BIGHIT Music has also acted against an individual who posted violent and abusive remarks about the group on various online platforms. The person has been consistently engaging in malicious commenting across multiple articles. While the group paused its activities in 2022, individual members have been busy with solo projects. Jin and J-Hope released debut solo albums, and Suga launched his album D-Day along with the solo world tour. RM and Jimin have put out solo albums and collaborated on singles, while Jungkook and V made their solo debuts. Hype, the parenting company, plans to bring all 7 members back together by 2025, much to the excitement of fans globally. Jungkook's hidden track creates confusion among fans. On September the 27th, Vogue Korea released an unexpected message from BTS's Jungkook, sparking both excitement and confusion among fans. Although it seemed that all material released to Jungkook's recent Vogue Korea campaign had been released, this surprise message left fans speculating. The message included 3 campaign photos of Jungkook and a brief audio clip where he spoke to fans. Initially, some fans thought the term JK hidden track used by Vogue suggested the release of new music, particularly with Jungkook's upcoming single 3D on the Horizon. However, it was later clarified that the hidden track was simply the message, marking the conclusion of Jungkook's Vogue Korea campaign. Jungkook has been busy since July 2023, primarily due to his involvement in the Vogue campaign. The end of this campaign comes at a time when several BTS members are already serving in the military and others are maximizing their schedules before their own enlistment. After thinking the campaign had concluded, on September the 26th, fans were taken by surprise by the hidden message. The message itself congratulated fans for discovering it and ambiguously hinted at the potential surprise, leaving fans intrigued and slightly bewildered. Despite the end of his Vogue Korea campaign, the anticipation for more content from Jungkook continues to build, especially with his new single 3D set to release soon. Why people hate Jungkook's upcoming album. Recently, it was announced that Jungkook and American artist Jack Harlow will collaborate on a new single named 3D, set to release on Friday, September the 29th. Following the enormous success of Jungkook's first solo track 7, fans are eagerly awaiting his latest musical endeavor. Despite anticipation, there's one aspect that has disappointed many: the album cover art for 3D. While the design, featuring a light blue color scheme along with the artists' names and partial title, is quite basic, it hasn't won over the public. Online discussions have even compared it unfavorably to album covers from the 2000s. Opinions vary, with some calling the design lackluster, while others argue it's not the worst they've seen. There is a shared sentiment, however, that BIGHIT Music could invest more effort into creating album covers that align with the quality of their music. Lisa was seen traveling without YG staff members, sparking rumors that she's leaving YG Entertainment. Speculation is growing around the contract renewal between the global girl group BLACKPINK and YG Entertainment, particularly as Lisa has been seen managing her own schedule independently of YG staff. Lisa is set to make a historic appearance at the famed Crazy Horse Paris Cabaret, and interestingly, she made her journey to Paris without any YG personnel accompanying her. While no formal announcement was made, her solo departure didn't escape notice. Upon arriving in Paris, Lisa was seen with only minimal security, further fueling speculation. Currently, BLACKPINK is in talks for a new inter-contract with YG Entertainment, and no official statement has been made, adding to the uncertainty. Rumors are also circulating that Jennie and Jisoo are considering the formation of their own management companies, to which YG responded by saying that the discussions are still ongoing. Since their 2016 debut, BLACKPINK recently celebrated their 7th anniversary, triggering a time for contract renewal conversations. Their world tour drew an impressive 1.8 million attendees across 34 cities and 66 performances within a year. As BLACKPINK continues to dominate the global K-pop scene, all eyes are on whether they will renew their relationship with YG Entertainment. YG's founder might go to prison. The legal team representing Yang Hyun-suk, the founder of YG Entertainment, is pushing back against prosecution demands for a 3-year prison sentence related to charges of threatening retaliation. This marks the 5th session of the ongoing appeal trial conducted by the Seoul High Court's Criminal Division. Both Yang and his ex-manager, identified as Mr. Kim, face charges on the aggravated punishment of specific crimes. The prosecution argues that Yang interfered with an informant's report related to a drug crime involving iKON's BI. They claim this not only quashed the investigation, but also led to a surge in BI's popularity, benefiting Yang financially. They expressed concern that the initial acquittal might encourage future evasion of fair investigation and underscored Yang's abuse of power due to his societal standing. Countering this, the defense team argued there was no evidence to suggest Yang ever threatened informant Han So-hee to derail an investigation into drug use by BI, a former member of iKON. They note that the first trial resulted in an acquittal based on the lack of proof that Yang had induced fear in Han So-hee to influence their actions. The defense also questioned the credibility of Han So-hee's testimony, highlighting inconsistencies in her statements. Following an appeal by the prosecution, the defense remains steadfast in denying any manipulation by Yang, either directly or through agency officials. They refuted the prosecution's claim that Yang was attempting to cover up BI's criminal activities. During the 4th trial session, Han So-hee emotionally stated that she didn't seek punishment for Yang, only a heartfelt apology. Nevertheless, the prosecution is continuing to push for a 3-year prison term for Yang and a 2-year sentence for Mr. Kim, his former manager.